What's up, YouTube? This is Rybo at the bench doing another knife review today. Today I'm going to take a very quick look at this Ruike. I have really no idea how to pronounce this, but I think that's what I've heard before. I think this is the P801. I just got this guy in and I'm going to give some immediate thoughts and a few takeaways today. So let's do a quick overview of the basics. So this is a flipper, all stainless steel. We've got a frame lock there. We have a deep pocket carry clip, which is very nice in the blue. And we've got thumb studs as well as the flipper. Action is pretty good. We'll get into that in a second. Size comparison, trusty Ontario Rat 2 and the Spyderco Delica. So a little bit bigger than each of these guys, but kind of in that general family. So like I said, I just got this knife in today actually. You can pick this one up for about 30 bucks. Ruike is a brand, I believe, owned by Phoenix, the same ones that make flashlights. I have one of their flashlights I use all the time. It's fantastic. So I had heard good things about this knife company and I wanted to give it a shot. And so I did. And as soon as I got this out of the box, a few kind of immediate thoughts. You know, first of all, it looks and feels like a much more expensive knife. It is, you know, it has a decent amount of weight. It's not ridiculously heavy. It's definitely heavier than, you know, something like your Ontario Rat, your Skyline, your Delica, those types of knives. Obviously, because, you know, it's all metal. It's significantly heavier, I think, than the Kershaw Leak as well. But I like it. I really like the kind of milled look. I think it has a more of a high-end kind of mid-tech look to it, which I really like. I'm really not a fan of the blue. I don't know if I can get that color to show really well, but it's got some blue accents on the thumb stud and on the pivot screw here, as well as on the clip. But I think it looks really nice on this knife. So overall, first impressions on kind of the look, very solid. It's kind of why I bought the knife. But unfortunately, as soon as I started to open it, what I found was the flipper was very stiff. The knife was incredibly stiff, and when it locked up, it was almost impossible to close one-handed. And so I would sit here and push against this frame lock and try to close it, and it was just really difficult to do. I thought maybe I just need to oil it, kind of give it some time. So I've been playing with it, oiled it, and it wasn't really having any effect. And so I've been kind of playing with this frame here a little bit, and it's loosened up over time, but unfortunately what's happened is it's loosened up so much that now, let me show this real quick. If I open this, opens up great, but I don't know if you can tell, I'm getting a lot of blade play now going in this direction, which is really unfortunate. So before, the issue I had was it was locking up way too tight, and if I push that over, you can kind of see it gets stuck there. It's almost like the metal's just not worn in. But it gets stuck all the way over here. It's very hard to push over. Now the issue, now that I've kind of worn it in, is that it's way too loose. And so if I sit here and kind of shake it like that, I'm getting a ton of blade play this way. All around, very disappointing. I've heard nothing but good things about this knife. Unfortunately, I don't know if I just got a bad version, you know, quality control's off or something, but my experience so far has been really poor. I'm actually going to send this back. I haven't decided if I'm going to get another one yet. This has kind of soured me to the brand, which is a shame because I think their knife design is really nice. Just to kind of give an overview, this knife feels great in the hands. It's a perfect size. You know, something like the Ontario Rat 2 is going to be a little bit small, which I'm fine with because that's kind of what I'm carrying it for. This is a great everyday carry size because it really feels good in the hand. It has that finger choil there. There's a lot of just details that they've done really well when it comes to the design, like this sharpening choil here. is very functional. I really like the aesthetic here. The thumb stud's kind of out of the way. The flipper acts as kind of your guard when you're holding onto it. And the sharpening tool is really nice. Unfortunately, the design is kind of where it ends for me. There were some details that I was just disappointed with, with the frame here. But also, the knife just didn't come very sharp. Even in the paper test, it was getting caught up, which is just really disappointing for a knife that's brand new out of the box. I really haven't had that experience with anything else. Maybe the odd Kershaw or two, but it was one of the first things I noticed about this knife. The other thing is these are Torx screws here. Unfortunately, they are not the same size as this or this. I think it's a T6 and T8 if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably mistaken on that. But a lot of the brands use kind of standard sizes. Unfortunately, it's not, so I didn't actually have the bit to kind of play with the pivot screw. So I'm just going to send it back. I did test the deep carry clip. If you look, that's what you're going to see in your pocket. That's one of the reasons too that I really like this knife from a visual standpoint. And it works great. It looks great, but unfortunately this knife's just not going to do it for me. So not a super long review, just kind of an update to say, I'd heard a lot of great things about this. It wasn't my experience. I have a friend that's going to buy the same knife, so hopefully he gets a better one, and I can't wait to hear if this is just kind of a one-off quality issue or something else. But anyway, I'd be sending this one back. Obviously, cut or carry for me going to be cut. I hope that it's just kind of a one-off issue. Have more gear reviews coming soon, including this guy, which is the G-Shock 5610 that I've been wearing for several months now and absolutely loving it. It's a fantastic watch, and I'll be reviewing this soon. So stay tuned. Thanks so much.